In last video, we have seen about irrational numbers, and we have also seen how to find irrational numbers between two numbers. In this video, we are going to learn about real numbers. So what do you mean by real number? All rational numbers and irrational numbers form collection of real numbers. We know rational numbers means numbers which can be written in the form of p by q, and q will not be equal to 0. All the fractions and terminating and non-terminating recurring decimals will come under rational numbers. Irrational numbers means numbers which cannot be written in the form of p by q is called as irrational numbers, and we know that it will be non-terminating as well as non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. We have seen so many examples also, root 2, root 3, all these are examples for irrational number. Pi is also an example for irrational number. Again we have seen 1.01, 001, 0001. So like this type of numbers are also called as irrational numbers. So together rational numbers and irrational numbers form collection of real numbers, and real numbers is denoted by capital letter R. And we know that every real number is represented by a unique point on the number line, or every point on the number line represent a unique real number. That property is called as completeness property. So we have also seen how to represent the rational numbers on the number line 1, 2, 3. If this is the number line, in 8th standard you have studied how to represent 1.5, how to represent half, all those things. In the same way, every real number is represented by a point on the number line, or if you take any point on the number line, there will be a real number corresponding there. And between any two real numbers there exists infinitely many real number. That property is called as density property. I have also seen between any two rational numbers there are infinitely many rational numbers. Between two irrational numbers there are many infinitely irrational numbers. So like that, between any two real numbers there are infinitely many real number. That property is called as density property. So in addition to this, real numbers satisfy closure property, commutative property of addition and multiplication, associative property and distributive law of multiplication over addition. Closure property means if you add any two real numbers, we'll get a real number. If you multiply in two real numbers, you'll be getting a real number. Commutative property of addition and multiplication you have studied in 8th standard. A plus B equal to B plus A. It is commutative property of addition. Same way, A into B equal to B into A. So real numbers also satisfy this property. Again, associative property of addition and multiplication means A plus B plus C, first bracket, and for the second one A plus B plus C, the bracket will come for the second two terms. So this is associative property of addition, as well as multiplication means A into B into C equal to A into B into C. So A into B into C equal to A into B into C. And distributive law of multiplication over addition means A into B plus C equal to AB plus BC. All the terms inside the bracket you have to multiply with the term outside the bracket. So these are the properties of real numbers. It satisfies closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive law, and also it has got two more properties, that is completeness property and density property. So the rational numbers and rational numbers together form real numbers, and it is denoted by capital letter R. Apart from those properties, real numbers also satisfy these identities. First one, root AB equal to root A into root B. For example, if I write 9 into 4, root 9 into 4, I can write as square root of 9 into square root of 4. We know 9 fours are 36, and square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 9 is actually 3, and square root of 4 is actually 2, and 3 into 2 is 6. So you can write square root of 9 into 4 as square root of 9 into square root of 4, and you can find out separately. Same way, square root of A by B equal to square root of A divided by square root of B. You can take the same example. Square root of 9 by 4, I can do separately square root of 9 divided by square root of 4. Now next one, square root of A plus B into bracket square root of a minus square root of b equal to a minus b. In 8th standard you have already studied the identity a plus b into a minus b equal to a square minus b square. Instead of a, we are having a root here. Root a plus root b into root a minus root b equal to root a the whole square minus root b the whole square. We know root a the whole square is just a and root b the whole square is b. Now fourth one, a plus root b into a minus root b equal to a square minus b. Then this also follows the same identity, a plus b into a minus b equal to a square minus b, because here a don't have root, so we are writing a square, and b is having root, so root b the whole square is nothing but b. So if you have doubt, see, root 4 the whole square means root 16, and root 16 is nothing but 4. Same way, root b the whole square is b. Now the fifth one, root a plus root b into root c plus root d. This you are using the distributive property, root a the first term into the bracket again plus second term into the bracket. So we will have root a into root c and root a into root d, this one. And sixth one, root a plus root b the whole square is a plus 2 root a b plus b. This we are using the identity a plus b the whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. So you need not by heart all those identities. Two things you have to keep in your mind. First is root a by b, you can split the root and write. Also same way, root a into b we can write as root a into root b. Again, one more thing you have to keep in your mind, that is root 2 the whole square is 2, because root 2 the whole square means root 2 into root 2. So root 2 into root 2 is root 4 and square root of 4 is 2. Same way, you can take one more example, root 3 the whole square is 3, because root 3 into root 3 the whole square is root 3 into root 3, and that is root 9 3. So in general I can write root a the whole square is nothing but a. So only these three things you can keep in your mind, you can do the problem. So in today's video we have seen about real numbers, their properties, and thank you for watching the video.